looks as though they're set to go. No red light. Forget that. They're off. Stalls are back. Away and they're racing. Gangster Goddess got out very well. So did Friar's Legacy, and Dal Alamein pushing forward with Free to Fly. Driving across now is Dark Ambition in search of the lead as they race towards the first quarter. They're followed further back by Elevaman settling down. Then came Last Mile. Getting back behind those next of all is Alaska Nugget at the 800 metre mark. Further back is Naughty Lord. They're being followed further back behind them to Miss Jamada in the second half of the field, and back with those there, the Peters Gallopers, Wheelie and also Oceanetta. They're right out the back of proceedings as they come to the 500. Well, they gallop towards the home turn now, and Friar's Legacy had taken over, leads by about a length. Running second is Dark Ambition. Down on the inside, Gangster Goddess. It'll get the cutaway on straightening. Then Free to Fly going up with the black cap. Al Alamein back inside of it. Elevaman to the outside of those. At the 275, Friar's Legacy is the leader. Here comes on the inside Gangster Goddess coming at Friar's Legacy. Friar's Legacy, Gangster Goddess trying to pick up. Friar's Legacy holding Gangster Goddess though, and starts to pull clear in the final part. Good win, Friar's Legacy from Gangster Goddess. Tight third, Dark Ambition, or out wider, Naughty Lord, the newcomer. Free to Fly was back behind those. Miss Jamara, followed by Elevaman. Last Mile. Al Alamein was next home. Further back behind those then is Oceanetta. Second last when they pull up is Alaska Nugget, and back there at the rear end of the field is the newcomer Wheelie. So Friar's Legacy, ridden by Chris Parnham, proves a bit too good for Gangster Goddess, who sat right behind it and was ready there to pounce. But Friar's Legacy really did start to pull clear in the last 75 of the race and goes home to beat Gangster Goddess. And they did absolutely space the others. It was a long margin back to Dark Ambition and also Naughty Lord. And there's only a nose between them, the judge sorting out the result of third. But a fair bit to like about the second up run here, this campaign of Friar's Legacy, owned by Benny Pearce, Trevor McKee, and he is written by Gelding from Friar's Fantasia in the Dan and Ben Pearce yard, ridden by Chris Parnham, beating Gangster Goddess, a street boss, quiet kitten filly. She was able to race much handier from barrier 2 there this afternoon for Chanel Cooper, raced by Phil Ibbotson and trained by Luke Fernie. And third to come to hand goes the way of number 6, Dark Ambition, by Awesome Rock out of Outspoken Lady, trained by Simon Miller, ridden by Willie Pike. A nose in front of Naughty Lord. 1:12.50 the time, and it was a length the winning margin, but really putting its stamp on that race over the final part of it. 4 1/4 between second and third. Won by 4 1/4. They were coming home at really long intervals in testing conditions out there through the running of the Lawn Pride Australia Maiden. Okay, the next on the card is the Glenroy Chaff Maiden over 1400. Number 11, Kaz Cassini, comes out. This race will be dominated by the Crimson Pirate, but in the meantime, let's go back to Lockie down there in the yard. That's a good win, very good win. It took up the role of pacemaker, had, I think, a horse with undeniable talent sitting on it and ready to pounce. Tried to get there, but just couldn't. And Friar's Legacy was authoritative over the final stages.
Thanks, Darren. Certainly one to keep an eye out for moving forward. Friar's Legacy, as winning trainer Ben Pearce joins you now. Ben, congratulations on the win. What opinion have you had of this bloke behind the scenes over the last 6 to 12 months?
Yeah, I've been wrapping him up for a while. First up last prep, he went around at 30 to 1 and we had a bit each way, and he we left the race course looking a bit silly, but he pulled up really shin sore, so he had an excuse for that, put a line through that run, and he's come back in this prep. He's been super. Trial was good, first up was super, so yeah, I think he's going to be a really nice horse in the making.
Over 1,200 metres, both starts this campaign. What do you think his best trip moving forward will be?
I really think he'll get a mile. We kept him at the 12 because he just raced that bit keen first up. But yeah, I think as he learns to settle, I think he will run a mile. We actually bred the horse along with one of our good stable clients, Trevor McKee, and we raced Friar's Fantasia, and she was a Black Friars mare. She got up over a bit of ground, and we sent her east to go to Written By, just to get a bit of speed into the family. So, but yeah, confident he'll run a mile.
Could he potentially be a horse that we see later this year in some nice races for the 3-year-olds?
Oh, I said about 12 months ago that he's a Guineas horse, so we'll see how he tracks through this prep. We'll probably give him another run or two and then make a call from there.
Nice way to start the day. Well done.
Thanks.
There's Ben Pearce, and here's Chris Parner.
Chris, first things first, talk us through the conditions here. How was that out there? You were straight into it leading up the field.
Yep, yeah, pretty rough conditions out there. Yeah, haven't quite seen wind like this for a long time. So, no, we're, yeah, it's just a little bit rough, but we're getting through it.
Does that make the win of this horse a bit better that he was punching into that wind?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because we raced into that really strong headwind, no one really wanted the lead, so didn't have to work too hard to keep it. So, you know, look, we ended up there. Probably wasn't plan A or B, but in the end it worked for us.
What about Talkaway? She looks versatile. She's flying at the moment. With the conditions, will you be looking to find a bit of cover from the tricky gate?
Just probably see how the rest of the day starts to unfold. Sorry. She showed that she's pretty versatile. She can go forward and she can go back. So, yeah, I'll just make it up as we go, I think.
Good start to the day. Well done.
Thanks.
There's Chris Parnham, really good insight in regards to the conditions here at Belmont Park this afternoon, but he combines with Dan and Ben Pearce, and we may have just unveiled a really nice 3-year-old in FRIAR'S Legacy, taking out the first of 8 here at Belmont Park.
They're set to go. No red light. Forget that. They're off. Stalls are back. Away and they're racing. Gangster Goddess got out very well. So did FRIAR'S Legacy, and Dal Alamein pushing forward with Free to Fly. Driving across now is Dark Ambition in search of the lead as they race towards the first quarter. They're followed further back by Ell of a Man settling down.